What it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. We're talking about the Trans Am behind me today. Now I got it uncovered here in the G-Raj, and we're gonna give you a little quick update about this car because this hasn't been on the channel in a bit, and did some other few things, some other cool stuff. Like the ram air hood airbox mod, so now you can see directly through it, and it's got the ram air that goes through it into the SLP lid and stuff. But that's not really what I wanted to talk to you all about. I really wanted to talk to you all about the serpentine belt issue that I had purchased, and I made a video about the install when I did do this. So I went ahead and bought that K-Tech belt tensioner here. And because this engine revs significantly higher than the factory red line, which was 5,900, 6,000 RPM-ish, but made like all of its horsepower at like 5,500. So there's really no reason to spin it any higher than that. But now that it has built motor, heads cam and stuff like that, it doesn't even start to make power until like 3,500 RPM and rev this joker all the way to 7,000, no problem. But the stock tensioner on this thing was so weak it was spring-loaded. This one is locked with a bolt with a jam nut. And I wanted to give my LS guys a little bit of review on this to let you guys know that if you decide to rev your LS motor any higher than that 6,000 RPM pretty much factory red line, that is a definite must. And I have rev this thing many times to the 7,000 mark since I put this on, and it's still on there, and the belt is still tight. Perfect. Now, I followed the instructions, did exactly as specified, due to the fact that this engine revs us just a little bit higher than the factory was obviously specifying. So I went ahead and applied an couple extra foot-pounds of torque on my belt just to keep everything in line. And so far, it's been flawless and it's been great. No issues or anything like that. And ever since the car has come back from Lashway Motorsports, who actually put this engine in the car, which I'm very fortunate enough that I have them as backers and friends and family and stuff like that. So when I need something, they usually take care of me right away, and everything has worked flawless and great so far. Tune is spot on, so thank you, Josh, if you are watching this about the Trans Am. Tune is great. I have no complaints. And of course, when the Corvette comes back, it's going to go back in there because we're going to increase the flow up top, give it a little bit more breathing room because I have the stock throttle body still on this vehicle and the LS6 intake manifold. And we're going to go to a fast 9292 setup to give it a little bit more airflow in that upper RPM with this cam that's in this car. Because remember, this car has a Magic Stick 4 cam, which is a pretty big-ass cam. So it likes to rev high and eat a lot of air. And I'm cool with that because, again, this is not my daily driver anymore. This is my dream car. This is my toy. I keep it in the G-Raj, and I polish it with the diaper, and I love it. And it's perfect, and I love the way it is. I love the way it looks, and it does everything exactly the way that I want it to be. Right now, it's pretty a high 10-second car, low 11-second car, and that's perfect enough for me for the toy around. And if I want to go fast, I hop on the Beamer, the Jigster, or hop in the Corvette, which is going to be faster than any of the bikes anyway when it comes out. So, but that's another story. That's another case. But again, the main purpose of this, I wanted to tell the LS guys about that belt tensioner, which is a must-need. And then, of course, if you're going to rev this thing higher than that 6,000 RPM, you're definitely going to need an ATI super dampener for the bottom to keep your harmonics in balance. And if it's an 2000, 2001, 2002, you'll be okay with the stock rod bolts. If it's a 98, 99, you're definitely going to want to change those. But ATI balancer will definitely help keep those from coming loose. And then, of course, if anything ever happens to it, you can always rebuild them and have them sent out for service. But haven't had any issues, don't plan on having any issues. No one really plans on having any issues, but I think it'll be good. And as long as you put the right parts in and do it right the first time, you won't have to pay twice and do it again a second time. But that's a little quick update on the Trans Am. I know a lot of you guys like to see this car. It still is a very rare, it's probably the car that definitely turns more heads than my Corvette. because you don't see them, and when you see them, they're kind of all in a piece of shit condition and all beat up and stuff like that. And it took me quite a long time to find this one, and I'm happy I have this one here. And every time I see it, and I love this car so much, and it stays in the garage. She's my baby. So, but more future plans and stuff that's going to be coming along with this car. I want to give you some stuff with that. So again, we have the intake manifold and stuff coming up. Clutch is already done. We have the drive shaft that's going to be coming along with the rear end. It has all the subframe connectors and all the suspension and stuff like that, but we're probably going to be doing a Strange S60 rear end, which is a Dana 60 built by Strange to withstand all the torque. And we're going to go from the stock gears that is in this thing to the 411s, 410s, whatever it is that they, whatever it is Strange that specifies in their diff for that rear end, 410, 411, whatever, doesn't matter. And it'll really be able to launch this car. The car, believe it or not, making in the 600 horsepower NA range, the rear end is on borrowed time on that 10 bolt. No, I do not launch the car currently with those big 315 drag radials on the back with that rear end. But I do get in it and floor it and stuff like that, but after it's moving. But no jackrabbit jumps or anything like that, not making that kind of power. Again, it's on borrowed time right now, and if it blew up down the street, I really couldn't be mad at it. But I'm waiting for the other one to come back, get that rear end put in there, and then, of course, we'll jump up the, the axle ratio. I think it's a 323, 355, 373. It's one of those two. Excuse me, one of those three that's in this car. I don't remember. I really don't care because it's going to go to the 410, 411. And hell, with some radials and stuff like that on a sticky track, we might be able to even get the front tire to come off the ground. But it'll be pretty dope. It'll be pretty awesome. And the car's even going to be a hell of a lot faster than what it is now. So, again, stay tuned for this. This is going to be more speed, more time coming. Oh, and for the speed limiter, for that video, when you guys saw the car do that, when it topped out, that has been now removed. So the car will go as fast as it just can pretty much push itself, which I have no doubt that this thing could probably do 200, but I will not be doing 200 in this car. It's just too old. The chassis itself, even though the car's an 02, but the chassis started in 1993. It does have works and improvements, but as it started to get past that 165 mark, it was definitely a little sketch. So we will try and hold off on that, maybe doing the 200 part and leave that to the Corvette and some of the other toys that are kind of built in the modern day era. But the Trans Am is here to stay, and she is badass as always. But if you have any suggestions or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see a future mod, or maybe there's something else that you might think that's cool that I'm overlooking, let me know. And always happy to hear what other people have to say and know what's going on in their minds. But I think that's going to wrap it up here for today's video. If you guys like what you saw, again, more Facebook, Instagram, @TheSpeedBug, same name here as YouTube. And we'll see all of y'all for some more episodes here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces, guys.